Hey everyone! In this video, we'll be doing a pre-release analysis of Chasca to see what we can learn about her. Hopefully, this will help you decide whether or not she's a good character for you. Did you know that about 99% of viewers aren't subscribed to the channel? If you enjoy staying on top of the latest Genshin Impact news, consider clicking that subscribe button. It's a great way to support the channel and ensure you never miss an update. Alright, let's get into it. Deciding whether to pull or skip in the next update isn't as simple as it seems when you just look at the characters from version 5.2. Chasca and Ororon will be available in just 2 days, making this the perfect time to learn everything we can about them. First, let's talk about Chasca. There are a few important things to mention since she's a pretty unique unit with some intriguing and slightly odd aspects, especially her reliance on a bit of randomness. When Chasca uses her skill, she mounts her weapon and can perform normal attacks or charge it to fire 6 projectiles at once. While her normal attacks aren't very notable in terms of damage, the real highlight is her charged attack with the 6 projectiles. The first 2 projectiles are always a Nemo. The third projectile adopts the element of one of her teammates. The 4th, 5th, and 6th projectiles depend on the team's elemental composition, prioritizing the Peach elements: Pyro, Electro, Cryo, and Hydro. Based on early access materials, it's confirmed that these projectiles follow a last-in, first-out logic, meaning the 6th projectile is fired first, followed by the others in reverse order. This mechanic makes Chasca relatively consistent when triggering reactions like Vaporize or Melt, especially if the right elements are applied to enemies beforehand. However, the randomness of projectiles 4, 5, and 6 can sometimes interfere with reaction consistency. For example, in a team with Pyro, Hydro, and Electro, if the 6th projectile is Electro, it could block a Vaporize reaction that might have been triggered with Pyro or Hydro. Similarly, if the 3rd projectile is Electro, it could lower the chance of triggering Vaporize altogether. The random nature of Chasca's projectiles makes her less consistent than other damage dealers when it comes to reactions. However, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. She can fire up to 4 charged attacks, each with 6 projectiles, so it would take a lot of bad luck not to trigger Vaporize or Melt with a well-built team. Plus, with transformative reactions receiving a damage boost in version 5.2, mixing elements in her projectiles might actually be an advantage. At the very least, Chasca seems like a solid unit, and her randomness could even make her more fun to play. Due to her projectile system, Chasca cannot use Peck projectiles with Geo, Dendro, or additional Anemo characters. In these cases, her projectiles default to Anemo, which deals less damage. So, Peck-based teams are key to maximizing her potential. Characters like Xilonin may not be optimal choices for Chasca's teams. However, popular units like Farina, Bennett, and Zhangling remain excellent options for crafting optimized setups. There's also ongoing debate about whether Chasca will replace or surpass Wanderer as an Anemo DPS. While both can fight from the air, their team compositions differ. For example, Faruzan, who pairs well with Wanderer, might not be as useful for Chasca. Additionally, their artifact preferences are different. That said, for exploration in Natlan, Chasca will likely be more efficient than Wanderer. Still, it's too early to determine which is the superior Anemo DPS. Now, let's talk about Ororon. He's a new 4-star Electro support with great synergy for teams that include Chasca. He works well with the Scroll of the Hero of Cinder City artifact set and provides consistent Electro application. Ororon enhances Chasca's elemental projectiles by triggering reactions like Electro Charged and Overload, which are easy to set up in her rotations. Outside of Chasca's teams, Ororon shows promise in Hydro, Pyro, and Anemo compositions, as well as Taser and even Hyperbloom setups. While his damage potential is still being tested, Early information suggests he has a passive ability that deals bonus damage during electro-charged reactions and when using his burst. Compared to Fischl, Ororon seems more focused on AoE damage. If he can reach a level close to Fischl's, he'll be a fantastic addition to meta teams. Whether Chasca and Ororon are worth pulling for depends on your needs and preferences. With Mavuika's banner just around the corner and the Pyro Archon promising to be a game-changer, skipping this banner might be the right call if you're not a fan of Chasca or don't need a new Anemo DPS. On the other hand, if you love Chasca's design and combat style, she's definitely worth pulling for. As for Ororon, personally, I don't think it's worth spending Primogems to get 4-star characters, but that completely changes if you're a fan of the character, so it totally depends on you. That's it for now. Are you planning to pull for Chasca or Ororon? What are your first impressions of them? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss any Genshin Impact updates. See you in the next video.